Why didn't your boss talk about it?
What's that, sir?
Why didn't your boss bring up the call that you overheard? The reason you're here today. I mean, you're their closing witness, yet their star witness, their first witness, Ambassador Taylor, didn't even bring it up. And when we deposed you, you said this was extremely distinctive experience, one of the most remarkable events of my life. You described it like this. You said, after the call happens, I immediately told Deputy Chief of Mission and others at the embassy about the call. Then you said you went on vacation. You told several friends and family about the call. Then you come back on August 6th and you tell Ambassador Taylor about the call. And then in your deposition statement, you said in your statement today as well, I repeatedly referred to the call in meetings and conversations where the issue of the president's interest in Ukraine was relevant. I repeatedly referred to the call in meetings and conversations where the issue of the president's interest in Ukraine was relevant. That sounds like government speak for you told everybody. Yet their star witness, their first witness, Ambassador Taylor, when he came here, he related 13 different conversations he had between July 18th when the aid is frozen, September 11th when it's released. 13 different conversations, never once mentioning this call. July 19th, Dr. Hill, Colonel Vindman told Taylor what Sondland told them. July 19th, Sondland told Taylor about the upcoming Trump-Zelensky call. July 20th, Sondland told Taylor what Sondland told Zelensky to tell Trump. July 20th, Dana Look tells Taylor what Zelensky told Dana Look. July 28th, Morrison tells Taylor what happened on the Trump-Zelensky call. August 16th, Volker tells Taylor what Yarmak told Volker. August 21st, Brett Bull talks to Taylor. August 22nd, Morrison talks to Taylor. August 29th, Yarmak talks to Taylor. September 1st, Morrison tells Taylor what Sondland told Morrison about what Yarmak told Sondland. September 2nd, Morrison tells Taylor what Dana Look told Morrison. September 7th, Morrison tells Taylor what Sondland told Trump. And September 8th, Sondland tells Taylor what Trump told Sondland. Nowhere is there a Holmes tells Taylor what the President of the United States told Sondland.
May I answer
13 conversations. Yeah, I'll get to you. I'll give you a chance here in a second. But 13 conversations from their star witness. You're their closing witness, and he can't remember a call from a guy he works with every single day. Why?
Yes, sir. So immediately when I went back to the embassy after this lunch on the 26th, I told my direct supervisor, the Deputy Chief of Mission, I would have told Ambassador Taylor immediately, except he was on the front lines that afternoon. I then went on, as I've testified, my vacation on Saturday, came back the following Monday, and on Tuesday, I was back in the ambassador's office where I referred to the call. In that week plus that I was away, it was my assumption that the Deputy Chief of Mission would have informed other people about the call as well. So my recollection is when I did refer to the call in that meeting that Ambassador Taylor nodded knowingly, as though he had been briefed on it.
You're so full of shit, buddy.
I referred to the call and I mentioned some of my takeaways from the call. And at the time, the main takeaway from the call was the president doesn't care about Ukraine. So we're going to have a tough road ahead to convince him that it's important enough for him to schedule an Oval Office meeting for President Zelensky and ultimately to release this hold on security assistance. That was the takeaway. And that's what I referred to repeatedly in the coming weeks whenever it became relevant. And I'll remind you, sir, that one more important point. Throughout this time, as I testified,
Jordan's looking at him like, you're so full of shit, buddy. It's coming out your ears, Mr. Holmes.
Ukrainians that would convince the president that they were worth talking to.
Maybe Mr. Holmes, the takeaway was he thought it was no big deal because he already knew. He didn't remember it because we already had the transcript.
No,
he didn't remember the. We had the Trump-Zelensky transcript had been out for 2 months.
Sir, I believe that when
you know you're repeatedly bringing this conversation up, as you said, to everybody anytime there's a talk about Ukraine, you recall this conversation. Maybe it was the transcript. The call happened on the July 25th. That's 4 months ago. The transcript's been out for 2 months. Maybe the ambassador thought this is nothing new here. But Shazam, last week you come forward with supposedly this new information. There is nothing different in there than what we had on the transcript. Maybe that's the reason their star witness, their first witness, didn't bring it up. But they had to have something. So you're their closing witness because you overheard the president talking to Ambassador Sondland.
After all, the greatest scandal and crime in American history. In fact, it's more fundamental than that. What happened in 2015 and 2016, and then after President Trump's inauguration, was such a disgraceful assault on the U.S. Constitution, the Republic, and its citizenry that a failure to reveal the truth, expose the criminals involved, and then punish them risks the crime being repeated. Many of us have known the details for some time and simply want justice. We also know that if the crime is repeated, it's unlikely America can continue as a functioning constitutional republic. President Trump knows this as well. But what else does he know? That the enemies of the republic, while weak, still have a say, which is why he's waiting and why you don't need to worry. Please continue watching to find out the reasons. Trump and Sun Tzu, The Art of War. Trump's strategic mindset is most influenced by Sun Tzu, the ancient Chinese master of strategy. Sun Tzu wrote one of Trump's favorite books, The Art of War. One of Sun Tzu's key rules is that wise generals do not engage the enemy in battle until they know that they have won the war. Remember, Trump knows everything and can prove it. This includes Spygate, Obamagate, the Clinton Foundation, Uranium One, Benghazi, the Iran deal, everything. He has all the evidence to nail Obama, Clinton, and all their cronies to the wall, and he's armed his cannon for firing,
What are you doing?
but not before the time is right.
What you doing?
But he isn't ready to fire just yet. Trump has had to prepare the terrain first. Remember, since his inauguration, Trump has appointed loyalists to the key agencies that protect the Republic: the DOJ, the FBI, the CIA, the NSA, the Supreme Court of the United States, the Senate Judiciary appointments, and other agencies are all led by Trump appointees. The military establishment is also 100% behind Trump. Trump knows that he is close to victory, but has not yet won the war. Why is that? Robert Mueller's special counsel and the fake news media, the last serious enemy holdouts, have yet to be defeated.
This guy's fucking smart.
Trump's assault on the Republic's enemies. Have no fear, the enemies are reeling. Since November 8, 2016, their mission has always been simple: to protect the Clintons, Obama, and all their cronies. They have been subjected to withering fire for 2 years, sustaining massive damage. Consider what we know. Comey's entire FBI team has been wiped out. The same for Lynch's DOJ rat. Obama's NatSec crew, Brennan, Clapper, Comey, etc., has been stripped of security clearances and know they are legally exposed. The Clintons have been under intense DOJ OIG investigations for the Clinton Foundation and Uranium One. Obama has been under intense DOJ OIG investigation for Spygate, the election crime. The leaked network of fake news reporters working with Obama and Clinton have also likely been uncovered. The UK and Australian governments have been muzzled. Democrats in Congress, yes, they have won the House. But once the role of so many of their most powerful members is revealed, it's likely that their victory will be a Pyrrhic one. And more. You get the picture. They may whine on Twitter and play games, but Trump has most of the Republic's enemies muzzled or defeated.
For the destruction of the United States, written 5/22/1991. The title of the plan is مذكرة تفسيرية للهدف الاستراتيجي العام للجماعة في أمريكا الشمالية. You all got that? There will be a quiz. It is titled The Muslim Brotherhood, an explanatory memorandum for the general strategic goal for the group, the Muslim Brotherhood in North America, written 5/22/1991. This plan was presented as evidence in the Holy Land Foundation trial, the largest terrorism trial ever in the history of the United States, where our government handed down, hello my best friend, where our government handed down 108 guilty verdicts for Muslim Americans and Muslim American organizations raising money to support terrorist organizations in the Middle East to the tune of millions. And I'm just going to read you a paragraph of this plan, so it'll give you an idea of what I'm talking about. They talk about the settlement in the United States. And I have to put my glasses on because God in His wisdom decided I turned 49 and I needed reading glasses. Wait until I get to heaven. I'm convinced He's a man. If He was a woman, He would know I would look better without glasses. Understanding the role of the Muslim brother in North America. The process of settlement is a civilization jihadist process with all the word means. The Ikhwan, which is the Arabic word for brothers, must understand that their work in America is a kind of grand jihad in eliminating and destroying the Western civilization from within and sabotaging its miserable house by their hands and the hands of the believers so that it is eliminated and Allah's religion is made victorious over all other religions. Is this clear? They don't mince words, do they? But the most important page of this document is the last page. Because in the last page, they list 29 front Islamic organizations set up in the United States with the specific goal of sabotaging America from within and destroying America by our own hands. And I'm just going to name a few. Number 1 on the list is ISNA, Islamic Society of North America. And if you're familiar with ISNA, it's because they are now advisors to President Obama about Middle East policy. So we not only have the fox watching the hen house, we have the fox inside the White House dictating policy in the ear of the president. Number 2 on the list is the MSA, the Muslim Student Association. The Muslim Student Association has more chapters on American college campuses than the Democrats and the Republicans combined. Number 8 on the list is NATE, the North American Islamic Trust. The North American Islamic Trust owns the deed to over 90% of American mosques in the United States. That is a problem. Now, what makes this very important, and I'm going to focus in the last 5 minutes on education, is to show you how they set up every organizations in this plan to destroy America, focusing on every sector of our society.